Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Mito Galalo. I'm back with another one. So in today's topic, I'm going to be talking about things I wish I knew before. Please make sure that you hit the thumbs up like button to like my videos and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So things that I wish I knew before is forgiveness. I wish I knew before that forgiveness is essential because I used to hold on to a lot of grudge, a lot of hate, a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness and resentment, especially from the people who have did me wrong. I I wish I knew that forgiveness is a liberation not only for other people but for yourself. So I wish I knew before that it was okay for me to forgive myself when I do mistakes, when I make mistakes in life. It was essential for me to understand that um, I'm not going to be perfect, and life will consistently teach me something about myself every time. And just because I went through something that was challenging for me or that was difficult for me, and I go through it again, it doesn't mean that it was the end of it. But I was supposed to learn from that situation and forgive myself if I make wrong decisions, wrong choices. Forgiveness was a big part of setting myself free to move forward, because also life in itself, it teaches you and it tells you that it's not moving backwards but it's moving forward. So therefore I wish I knew the fact that forgiveness plays a very huge role, and also understanding that forgiveness does not just come within a day. It doesn't come easy as well, because some things that we go through, they're very heartbreaking, they're very heavy, they're very, they're not easy to look down upon, because you've went through that situation and you're the one who has felt the pain that you felt. So I've came to realize and understand that I wish I really knew that forgiving myself was liberating my soul, and not only that, was helping me learn so much about myself as a young woman, as a woman that is looking forward to seeing what is there for her in the future, or in days to come, or in years to come. So forgiveness was a very huge part of the whole process of growing, that I wish I knew. I had to learn that forgiveness is very essential. And the other thing that I wish I knew before was setting boundaries. I wish I knew that setting boundaries was okay, putting myself first and not compromising too much just because I want to accommodate people, just because I don't want to hurt people, just because also myself, having boundaries for myself, understanding that I don't have to give people too much access to me, whether it's family members, friends, relationships, whatever the case might be. Like, I did not have to overextend myself. And you cannot also pour from an empty cup, you have to pour from a cup that is full. So I had to understand that it's okay to set healthy boundaries, to say no, and to also walk away from those who do not see your value, your worth, who do not see who you are, who do not appreciate you for who you are, and situations that are just not working out in my favor. I wish I knew, excuse me, that it was okay for me to set boundaries and understand that certain situations are really not meant for me to give myself like that. So having boundaries, it's one of the things that I wish I knew before. And another thing that I wish I knew before, that healing is a process. I wish I knew before that healing was not an easy road, a linear road, a road that there was no destination of arriving. Healing is very, it can be very tricky. I wish I knew that healing can come in ways that you would think that you have resolved certain issues, you've moved past the hurt, the betrayal, the neglect, the all those things. Like, you would think you've gotten over all of those things, only to find out that you're just not triggered yet for you to, react in a way that really triggers you. So I had to understand that healing, there is no final destination that you just arrive. Healing comes, you know, with ups and downs. Sometimes you're okay, sometimes years, 2 years, 2 years after, you're still triggered, by the same things that hurt you before. So I had to understand that I wish I knew the fact that there is no arrival or any destination there where you just seem to arrive and you've just healed, and you know you've gotten over everything. And sometimes you might tell yourself that you have healed everything that you've went through, only to find out that no, you just did not have anyone to trigger you. You just did not have any situations around you that triggered you. So we carry a lot of I wish I knew that healing, I had to forgive myself, and that healing, there is no destination for it, and I had to forgive myself if I was triggered, by certain situations or people around me, or people that I have welcomed in, that I knew in my life. I had to understand that I have to forgive myself for the fact that I have to understand that healing is a process, and there is no arrival in it. You just learn to accept it, set yourself free, and set whoever it is that has, inflicted the the pain, the trauma, whatever it is. So I had to, I had to understand that, and I wish I knew that before, that healing is a process. And another thing that I wish I knew is that you have to be what you want to attract. You have to be what you want to attract in life. I wish I knew that before. Even now, I'm still trying to, you know, master the whole concept of understanding that if you want to attract good things, you have to be that yourself. If you want to attract people who are healed and who will treat you right, you have to treat yourself well. You have to heal yourself. You have to work on yourself. If you want to, you know, whatever it is that you're desiring in your life, more like, for an example, I would say that if you want to attract a healthy relationship in your life, you have to ask yourself, do you have a healthy relationship with yourself? Are you taking care of your mental health, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being? Are you taking care of your stability? All those things. You cannot want to desire so much of what you are not, so much of what you do not have, or embody at least. I'm not saying that you should completely be the same with what you want to attract, but all I'm saying is that, do you embody the traits or the qualities, or of what you want to attract in your life? So I've learned, and I wish I knew this, that in life, in order for you to vibrate at a certain frequency, you gotta be that frequency yourself. If you want to attract a life partner that is high vibrational, you have to tap into that energy yourself. You have to do the work, you have to do the inner work. And yeah, so I've also learned, and I wish I knew that, you don't lose anything by betting on yourself. Never stop betting on yourself. I wish I knew that it is highly important that whether you fall down, how many times you fall down, how many times you fail, how many times people describe you as a certain person, or if they point fingers at you, make fun of you, or you know, discriminate you, or question what you're trying to do. Only you have the vision. Only you know where you're going. Only you know what you want for yourself. And I wish I knew that making yourself the main character of your life is the greatest thing you could ever do for yourself, and not, centering other people first other than yourself. So and another thing that I wish I knew before was that feeling alone is a way of bringing you closer to yourself. So I wish I knew that those moments where I always felt like I needed someone, those moments where I always felt like, oh, I'm lonely, I gotta have somebody in my life. No, it was my life telling me that you need to get closer to yourself. You need to on yourself. You need to rely on yourself, and you need to start building a relationship that is solid within yourself before you can form other connections. Therefore, you have to like build that relationship with yourself, so that you don't form connections and relationships based on codependency, depending on another person to validate you, to fill you up, to take care of you emotionally, put your happiness, the key of happiness, in their pockets. So I had to really, I wish I knew that before, that, feeling alone was a way of like bringing me closer to myself. I had, by that time when I was feeling alone, I was supposed to start getting to know myself, start getting to love on myself, start investing in myself, the things that I was passionate about, things that I wanted to do, instead of shifting the focus to some other people or other people, and making them the main character of the story other than myself. So sometimes we self destruct because we don't want to face, the potential that you might be, the potential that you might have. We like we self destruct most of the time. So we self-destruct with so many things. People tend to self-destruct with so many things: alcohol, drugs, sex, having multiple partners, seeking validation everywhere, wanting to be perceived by the community, society a certain way. All those things, those things are, external out of you. So I had to learn, and I wish I knew before that, those moments that were quiet, they were calling for me to be closer to myself, and to really understand what is it that I want. What is it that when you have been alone for a period of time, you end up getting to a place where you do want people to be a part of your life, but you are not in need of those people to be in your life. That's when you start feeling that superpower, that you have that superpower. You're not dependent on other people to be in your life, because like people change, and if you're dependent on other people to fill you up, then what happens if they have other priorities, or they tend to want something different outside of you? So or they've had enough of you, then what happens? So I had to understand that those moments of being alone were a call for me to actually build a closer relationship with myself. So I hope this resonates with somebody out there, in regards to what I wish I knew before. And it's one of those times where I do self introspection and just go within. So thank you so much for listening to this video. Please, or for watching this video, please do hit the thumbs up, like button, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be happy to have you as part of my soul family. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I'll see you on another one. Bye.